A FAM production for all things mattress. FAM.news.
We have probably one of the most important arrows you can put in your quiver. We're going to outline it today. It's called the Hatch Method, and with a constantly changing landscape in business, in the mattress industry, things are shape-shifting. How can you reorient yourself to position your business with the most creativity possible? That's what's happening today.
Welcome to the Dos Marcos Show with Mark Kinsley and Mark Quinn, where mattress and furniture leaders gather to grow, get the inside scoop, tell stories, and take tequila shots.
Uno, dos, tequila!
Welcome aboard. Here's your passport to a planet filled with the mattress industry's brightest minds and biggest ideas. Meet your guides.
I'm Mark Kinsley, President and CEO of Englander.
And I'm Mark Quinn, co-founder of Spink & Co. and VP of Sherwood Bedding.
Together, they are Dos Marcos.
The galaxy's greatest mattress podcast has liftoff in 3, 2, 1.
We're going to be talking about the Hatch Method. This is going to be a fast episode, so grab your pen, grab your piece of paper, be ready to take notes, and also be ready to head over to fam.news as soon as possible. Make sure you're subscribed to the fam.news newsletter. It comes out every Monday because Jeff Shire, he's a member of the fam, is now going to be contributing. Yeah, I got the shirt on right now if you're watching in the video. He is America's Beducator. He has the registration for Beducation in the United States nation. And his piece that he's going to launch with is all about why are mattresses so expensive and hard to get right now. And it's a great service to our industry because he said there are tons of RSAs out there and retail managers who don't even know how to properly explain this to a consumer. So he put together, in his Alton Brown sort of way, a deep dive, a professorial take on what's going on in the mattress industry, how you can better understand it, and how you can explain that to consumers. And if you don't know Jeff, he's got over 1.5 million YouTube views on his Beducation channel. He is a servant's heart leader in our industry, and he runs Mattress to Go in Shelby Township, Michigan. And we love him, and we love his creativity. And we're talking about creativity today on the show. We're going to outline the Hatch Method. This is going to help you reorient your business at any point, at any time. A big pause button, bring together the right team, and get after it. But first, we got to tell you about Nationwide Primetime coming up. Quinn is going to have a raucous Porter Wagner style shirt when we go to Nationwide Primetime in Nashville.
Nashville is the place to go because it's going to be the nationwide show. So you got to be there. And well, I was going to try to rhyme with show. The only thing I could think of was blow. And I don't want to try to insert that in there. So I'll abandon my freestyle rap there.
No, you just go with it, man. This is a yes and mentality.
It's Frieza. No, man, it's the nationwide event, and I talked to some of those guys this last week, and they're really excited, Kinsley, because it is going to be a live event, and we're going to be back at it. So
August 15th through the 18th. August 15th through the 18th. Go to Nationwide Primetime. We're going to Nashville, baby. We want to see. You know what? And here's the deal: when you go, find us. We will be carrying around indestructible Dos Marcos tequila shot glasses. Yes, we're going to be passing out a few, but if you have yours, Quinn's going to probably pull out a flask of tequila out of his back pocket. We're going to do group tequila shots right then and there. How about that?
You know what we need? We need have you ever been to a Senor Frogs where they have the holsters, like the gun holsters, and they have the tequila bottle and then shots lined up? That's what we need. We need to walk around with that, but we'll be so drunk we can't even be at the show. But anyway, check it out, guys. NationwidePrimetime.com. Tequila shots for everybody.
For everybody. Hey, and I'm going to tell you how to get hooked up with Furniture Today's Bedding Conference. We've got some fire leadership and presenters. So hang tight with that. Furniture Today's Leadership Conference coming up, and we're going to be a part of it. But man, I tell you, one thing I love that more and more retailers now is door counts. And it's so cool because, you've got Matt Man doing the door counts dance every time he comes in because your energy attracts foot traffic, but door counts is this retail sales cloud solution. Yeah, it's snapping pictures and it's assigning somebody that walks into your store to a salesperson, to an upboard, so they can be taken care of. But you just get mountains and mountains of rich data. And we got this really cool story going live on the FAM. We worked with door counts to create this story on fam.news about what happened before and after President's Day. Because door counts has mountains and mountains of data. But these days, what they're really doing that we've loved partnering with them on is taking the data and making it meaningful. And so we've done that with door counts. We looked at the foot traffic for furniture and mattress stores the week before and the week after President's Day to make sense of that, to better inform how you can structure your promotions, what's happening with foot traffic trends, so you can maximize those buying events. So be sure to subscribe to the FAM. And right now, Door Counts has a 90-day free trial, no risk, 90-day free trial. And if at the end of it, it's not for you for some reason, Jerry's going to give you $150. Start today at doorcounts.com, and be sure to sign up for the Furniture Today betting conference. Quinn, we had Doug Stevens on the show.
We did have Doug Stevens on the show, and he's going to be at the betting conference, and that's so incredibly cool because, I have to admit, Kinsley, I'm a little skeptical. I've said this before, and Doug delivered, man. And so he's going to be on the stage at the betting conference, and he's going to be talking about all things retail and what's coming, right? So you want to be able to see around corners. This guy can help you. And it's not necessarily he can predict anything, but he can certainly take things that are happening right now, assign meaning to those, and then try to project out where that ultimately takes us. And right now, given how crazy everything is and how everything is changing and there's so many variables in our industry, it's a really important thing to hear. And you can check it out at the betting conference. So be part of that. And Kinsley, we have a special rate. Am I wrong? For anybody that's a FAM or a Dos Marcos podcast listener, they get a special rate.
All you got to do is sign up for our email newsletter, and this is the best way to get it. We just want to deliver it direct to your inbox. So the betting conference is May 18th through the 20th. We're going to be there. I'm part of a retail panel. I'm part of a producer panel. But if you go to fam.news and you subscribe to the email newsletter, we're going to send you a special link where you can get a discounted rate. Sign up. It's happening May 18th through the 20th. If you want to learn more, go to bettingconference.com. You can read more about Doug Stevens, the author, the retail futurist, and look at the agenda for the entire conference. And it is all designed to elevate retail. And today on the show, we want to help you elevate your creativity. And we're going to move fast here. We've got a 10-minute quick episode here for you. So get your pen and paper out. We're talking about the Hatch method, because the Hatch method is in our book, Come Back to Bed. Okay? And we recognize in a lot of businesses, people are like, I'm an accounting guy, I'm not creative. We were wanting to help them bring creative people together and create a framework so you can get ideas out of as many heads as possible and turn it into something actionable. So we came up with the Hatch method, and I'm going to give you an overview, and we can dig in how this works and how to make it work for you. Hatch stands for hold a brainstorm, act crazy, take a nap. Of course, we're sleep guys. Choose ideas, hand off to the creative team. All right, Quinn. So one of the most important components of this is the brainstorming process, the roles, how you agree to what a brainstorm looks like. And it really kind of starts with a lot of it being yes and, a mentality that everybody brings to the brainstorm.
It is. And Kinsley, it's funny because I don't even think we had this part scheduled to be written in the book, but because like several other parts of our book, we kind of started down a path and we're like, well, wait, we can't say that if they don't have this other component. So we had to go back and go, we need to write about how to be creative and how to have a session. But it starts with this one though. You have to decide. We also say this in the book. You have to decide to do it differently. If you're doing what everyone else is doing in your market, then where are you really going? You're not really getting any separation whatsoever. So it starts with that. But holding a brainstorm also starts with getting the right people in it, Kinsley, because a lot of times if you include people that are negative or don't get what you're trying to do, they're not, they aren't willing to think optimistically and get excited about a project or a direction to where you're going. They're the kind of person that's just going to have that bird approach that they just fly over and shit all over everything. You know what I'm talking about? Keep those people out. Get a small group of people that are enthusiastic about growth and enthusiastic about doing things differently. And those are the ones you want in there, because if the boss is in there and he's the whack-a-mole boss where he just crushes everything that's a new idea and he's like constantly the person who's trying to say, well, that's not going to work because of this. That's not what you need in this session. You need yes and people with yes and attitudes.
And here's the point of a brainstorm. You have a business challenge in front of you. Something has changed. You're trying to keep up with competition. Not only keep up, leapfrog competition. So you come into the brainstorm knowing we have an objective, like there's something we're trying to solve around. But let me help you understand the point of a brainstorm. The point of a brainstorm is not to come up with the idea that you're going to run forward with. The point of a brainstorm is to come up with a volume of ideas, as many ideas as possible. And the way that you do that, and there's a way you do it and there's a reason you do it. The reason you do it is because whenever you generate a large volume of ideas, you oftentimes push past that which is obvious. And beyond that which is obvious is something surprising and delightful. And surprise is the foundation of delight. And whenever you do things that are obvious, you're probably doing something that just follows the leader in your marketplace. You're not doing something that's original, that's going to help you leapfrog the competition. So when you're in the brainstorm, you've got those right people in there, and you're going for as many ideas as possible. And at some point, it's going to get stupid. Like, that's why we say act crazy. Hold a brainstorm and act crazy. Because once it starts getting wacky, you just got to realize you're just at the point where you're about to break through to the other side of obvious. And so the way that you do that is you generate as many ideas as possible by building on each other's ideas. So you set the expectation from the beginning. You say, everybody's and. So if Jimmy over here from accounting says, I think that we should have dogs out front that are dressed up like snowmen. Everybody's quiet. And then Tina needs to say yes, and they need to be serving snow cones. Yes, and they need to be dropping out of airplanes that are flying over top. Be crazy, because you got to get past the obvious stuff to get to something that's really going to be remarkable. And so that's the mentality you need to bring, is the yes and mentality. And the reason we say take a nap, HAT, hold the brainstorm, act crazy, take a nap. The reason we say take a nap is because the brainstorming session is not the place where you select ideas. It is the place where you generate volume of ideas. You sleep on it. You make creative connections when you sleep that aren't available to the conscious mind. You come back to that list, then you select the ones that are your winners that you think you can move forward with.
So that's the fun part, when you can come out of it and you get, by the way, we just had our own strategy session, right? And we did the hatch method. We, eat what you cook. And we did what we call the 20 idea method. And we put the objective on the board, top secret stuff. And we put the objective on the board, and then we started working. We ended up with like 35 ideas. And the very first idea you had is, I'm up there writing stuff down. You intentionally made it crazy, outlandish, because I think you were testing me, Kinsley. You wanted to see if I would squish it or if I was going to add to it. And I think I stepped up and did the right thing and added to it, and didn't go, that's crazy, that'll never work. It's just yes, how about that? And it's even crazier. So anyway, we did it, and it did work. And then when you take the nap, you come out of it, that's when you really get to process. And even when you get back to your office and you have all the ideas, make some notes, do some things, do a little desktop research, but you see things so much differently after you sleep on it. And then you can come back and force rank it, guys. This is the big thing. It's choosing the ideas. You can take the list of things that you have and then go in and say, okay, what are the ones that really will deliver the result we're after, right? Which is the easiest to execute, which is most cost effective. Then you can put it through some of those filters, and then you can choose some of those ideas. And maybe it's not one, maybe it's 3. And then you can say, okay, strategically, this is first quarter, this is second quarter, this is third quarter. And then you kind of funnel into those ideas. And then you can even brainstorm again around how to make those specific ideas come to life. And then after that, the creative team is probably, or someone in the creative team is probably part of it anyway. Then that's when you get to hand it off to them. And that's when you get to bring it to life. And that's where the magic really happens.
Recap. you're going to hold a brainstorm, act crazy, take a nap, choose ideas, then hand off to the creative team. And the point of the brainstorm is volume of ideas. You want to act crazy. You want to push past that which is obvious. You want to have a yes and mentality. And then, and only then, are you going to take a nap, step away, come back, make those creative connections, because sleep is our superpower. Might as well use it. And then you can use this toolkit. Use this toolkit to come up with creative ideas that help you navigate and advance through any situation. And we are in a shape-shifting environment, okay? Things are constantly changing. So we felt like this episode needed to be a quick punch to get you to a spot where you know, okay, hey, time to hit the pause button because we have this business challenge, or we have this changing in our warehousing, we have this supply chain challenge. How can we get creative? And if you just pause a moment and you say, good, I'm glad we have this challenge because this is going to allow us to be more creative than ever before. This is going to allow our team to gel and mesh and work together closer than ever before. That's where you're going to see this come in handy and really work for your group.
And it's going to come in handy and work for you so that it drives that big result, guys. If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're never going to get past into that great point. Kinsley, when you act crazy, put on these cool education hats, right? And shirts and do something fun. Guys, last thing from us today, do us a favor, go to iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts and give us a review. We would really appreciate that. More than that, maybe tell someone that you know. Let them know that you're listening to the Dos Marcos podcast and you're checking things out on the fam. Let's spread the love. Let's bring more people to the campfire. And most of all, do some work on the Hatch method. Find out some ways to be creative and bring it back to your group. And that's it, Kinsley. We're out of here for today.
Hey, man. Last thing, though. This song right here, this was a result of a Hatch session you and I did at
That's true.
years ago, man.
True.
Take it up a notch. Got the airflow, yo, keep you cool as it get. Visco foam alone to make you drip sweat. Get a hybrid mattress, yes, you'll get better rest. Cool and comfortable, hybrid like a sweat vest. You know the game, we're ahead of the sun. Cause the two of us together are way better than one. Cause I'm cool as ice, and I'm hot like a heater. Bounce by the ounce, now we got it by the liter.